What's going on, homies? Welcome to the Cracked Soccer Podcast, episode number 34. Today, ladies and gentlemen, damas y caballeros, the road to glory is heating up. Philadelphia stands tall, lifting the MLS Supporter Shield after a season of dominance. But Nashville FC, they've done it as well. The U.S. Open Cup champions. But down south, Liga MX flexed their muscles, taking the Campeones Cup from the MLS and reminding everyone who runs this rivalry. And now, it's all on the line. The final upcoming match days for the MLS regular season are coming up. It's right around the corner. Every point counts. Every moment matters. Tap in right now, baby. Soccer fans, this is the Crack Soccer Podcast. We're getting started, baby. Tap in. Bang, bang. My guys.
Mamaste.
Boys. How we feeling, fellas? Monday. Late in the day. But we're chilling. How was the weekend? How we feeling?
It's a good weekend. Rated my daughter's 7th birthday.
Oh, congratulations. Happy birthday.
Yes, sir.
Happy birthday
Yes,
to the
sir.
daughter.
I'll
7.
tell her.
Wow,
I'll tell
7
her.
big ones.
And then
What is
freaking.
what's the guy that does that?
Well, who are you talking about?
Doesn't he do like the 7 big ones or like 3 big ones? What's the case?
I'm so sorry that your family member passed away. He gets 5 big booms.
Big boom.
Yeah.
Boom.
7 big booms.
Boom.
Yeah.
Exactly.
The Costco
7 big
guys.
booms. Okay. I forget who they were, but there you go. Sorry for interrupting.
No, you're good. But for some reason now I'm feeling under the weather. I'm not gonna lie. Feel like I got a slight fever or something. So
Whoops.
here we are.
Peasy, how about you, man? How we feeling? How we doing?
What's better than the Denver Broncos beating the Philadelphia Eagles, my
Big
fantasy
time.
football team winning, and I got all my homework done at a reasonable time this weekend, bro. It was a good weekend. It was
Dude,
a good
heck
weekend.
yeah. Love that.
So no,
Love
yeah,
that.
and there was some awesome soccer that we watched and some
Mhm.
crazy stuff that I just jump on sometimes, say this is gonna happen, and it happens.
Dude.
Freaking,
I know, Mr.
I
Fortune
was so
Teller,
hyped.
bro. How do you say is there a word for like fortune teller or like someone like in Spanish?
Brujeria,
I know, but like is that like what they always use or
místico,
no?
mago.
Like a medium? Is there like a what's the medium for in
Pendejo?
Spanish? That's rude, first off. But that's what you're gonna be, PZ. You're gonna be whatever.
He's calling you a pendejo. Yeah.
No, the Spanish version of like a medium. That's what you are. You're just a fortune teller, the future teller, dude. That's what you are.
For the fans who
Wild.
don't know, I have on several occasions now been like, yo, this is going to happen. And as soon as I start watching a game, if I'm not watching it at all, I don't know. It's like, it's luck. It's dumb luck, but it's always funny when it happens. And it makes
Is
me
it
hype.
though?
Is it funny? Is it funny that you ruin my life all the time?
Dude, and everything. Wow, dude. And I mean, just keep the comments to yourself if it's ever bad in Fern's favor, because then he's just gonna blame you. So solid, boys. Love to hear it. Let's go ahead and kick this off. Let's get it started with the correct leaderboard. Fern, if you will, my guy, please update the folks and ourselves on the leaderboard. Dang, look at this.
I'm catching up.
Ooh, you're finally in the 200s, dude. Okay, let's see. 229, 223, and
6 points,
203,
bro.
respectively. Yeah, you're right on the heels there, PZ. Fern, give me the deets, man. Give me the details.
Okay, so Lopez is slowly but surely climbing. What was it? 5 weeks ago, he got the correct score, so it gave him 5 points, which helped him out a lot. And I don't remember off the top of my head what he got last week, but this week, me and you, Reyes, we both got 10 points. Lopez got 11 points. So he's been just like creeping up slightly
Yeah.
every week. So
Nice. Do you remember what did we all call? What did we call for the game? For our game, do you guys remember? I believe I called a tie with.
you called a tie with Cincy and whoever they played, New York Red Bulls, I believe.
Yeah, the Red Bulls. That's right. And I think
Lopez had
CC won.
2. Yeah, they won, and then Lopez had 2-1 Austin against St. Louis, which obviously
Wild.
did not happen. And then I had a 1-2 win for the Crew, or a 2-1 win for the Crew, and I believe they tied.
We were close. I mean, it wasn't too far off for most of
Yeah.
us. So that's wild, man. Those are tough to call, man. I don't think I had any other games where I was like, yeah, this could happen. But that was probably the best one that I could guess. But dang, wild.
I mean, the best thing that could happen is, like, for me, like, that they tie, because regardless,
Right.
I wouldn't have got any points. Like, you guys didn't get any points. Well, Lopez picked the wrong winner anyway, so it wouldn't have mattered too much. But yeah.
Dang. Well, that's wild. Okay, well, we're getting pretty close. Coming down to the wire. I think there's this weekend and the next weekend, and that'll be it. If for some crazy amount of luck, Fern, you call the next 2 games,
That's
I mean,
still not enough. Or, yeah, I guess, maybe, if I get every game right.
yeah, you have to get like most of the games right. I probably have to get like 50 to 70% of them right, and then get both of those, and then you might win. So we'll see. But PZ is very real, man. You can get first, man. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Okay, cool. Next up, fellas, we're going to the cracked performances of the week. Fern, why don't you kick us off, my guy? Let us know what you be thinking on these performances last week.
Well, there was one player that stood out amongst all 100, 300 players. I don't know how many teams there are, but a bunch of players.
Okay.
He was my... Look at that. See? I remembered.
Dude, I love that. Love it.
Do you guys have a guess?
I mean, if you want me to guess, I probably have a
Pessy.
This guy.
Berhalter, bro.
Nice.
Come on, dude. The daddy's boy, the coach's son. Yeah, he had a very great game this past weekend. I mean, what? They're just fighting their way to first. I'm assuming that's kind of what they want now. They're in the playoffs. They lost the supporter shield. And the only thing they can do now is pretty much finish first in the Western Conference, which they have a really good chance of because they're tied 60 to 60 with San Diego with 1 game behind. But not only did they help themselves get up into first, but they kind of crushed San Jose's playoff dreams with this 4-1 win. Their Sebastian Berhalter actually ended up getting 2 goals, one in the 74th, one in the 90th minute, as well as assisting a goal. So he was involved in 3 of the 4 goals this game. And he's been called up to the U.S. national team a few times this year. If I'm being honest with you, I had not heard of this guy up until this year. And from what I'm seeing, it looks like this year he was also like his first time getting called up to the U.S. men's national team. So this has just been a great year for him and a great year for the Whitecaps. So shout out to Sebastian Berhalter keeping his team in it, trying to get that first place, trying to play, I guess at this point, either Real Salt Lake or FC Dallas from what it's looking like. So I guess,
Yeah.
I mean, if they play Real Salt Lake, they'll have to come to Utah. Maybe we can go watch that game if it happens. Go see Tomas Müller.
True. Well,
So, right?
probably right. I think so.
It's best out of 3, and they play 1 home game
That's
each,
right.
and then Vancouver would have the extra home game if it goes to it. I doubt. If it's RSL, I doubt. But yeah, no, he played really well. He was one of the best performing players over the weekend. So shout out to my boy, the coach's son.
Dude, I love that. The coach's son.
And yeah, so my cracked game of the week is actually for a team I was just dissing, was RSL versus who did they play? Colorado Rapids, which honestly, like, they won the game, but they lost the Rocky Mountain Cup or whatever it's called. That's what it is, right? The Rocky Mountain Cup. So I wasn't aware of how it worked, but I guess if they would have scored 1 more goal, they would have won it. But I guess they were playing very defensively because, they had scored, and this is they don't care about the cup. They care about getting into the playoffs at this point. So they weren't trying to like get caught off trying to get that goal just to win. I mean, I guess I don't want to say a useless trophy. It's a rivalry trophy, but they're literally fighting Colorado for the spot because they beat them, so now they're tied in points and they're 1 game behind, so they have a really good chance of staying if they don't mess up in these next couple games. So yeah, shout out to this game. Very big playoff implications is one of the main reasons I picked it as my crack game, just because RSL didn't let us down for once. They actually got the win and put themselves in a really great position to get into the playoffs. They play the Sounders next, correct? And if I'm not mistaken, which they're fifth, but they have a good chance of beating them. If they beat them, they are in the playoffs, I believe, right?
I'm not sure. I think
because they have a better goal differential than Colorado. They're tied in points. Yeah, so as long as they don't mess up against St. Louis, they should be able to win against. If they win against the Sounders, they should be able to get into the playoffs from what I'm seeing.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so shout out to them. And then I was looking at, I should have wrote down my freaking poo, dude, because I cannot off the top of my head think of who I was going to poo one out for. But hold on, give me 2 seconds. I do this all the time, guys. I'm never prepared.
Okay, we can edit this out.
I was going to pour one out for the San Jose Earthquakes because they just they had a really bad turnout for the end of the playoffs, they had to play Vancouver, which I said has been fighting for the first place in the Western Conference, and they needed this win to get, if they would have won, they would have taken over Real Salt Lake's position because they'd be at 41 points. And unfortunately for them, they just had to play one of the most informed teams this year going into the final games of the season. They will be playing Austin FC, but RSL does have 2 games to go. So it's not looking very likely for them. I wouldn't put it past the Utah team choking and not making the playoffs. So they still have a chance, but it's not looking very likely. I know you kind of shouted them out at the beginning of the year, Reyes, and they were playing pretty well to start off the year. I believe they were like 4-game winning streak or something like that. And
plus the most high scoring team.
Yeah. And they kind of
20 some weeks.
And just fell off towards the end of the season. So sucks for them. So I'm pouring one out for my boys out in San Jose, but not all the California teams could make it. So at least they're not last.
Yeah, it's true. Better season than last year, so that's good.
Yeah, for sure.
Solid stuff, bro. Love it. Love to hear those. Yeah, it'll be interesting to kind of see what these next couple of weeks do to some of these teams, especially in the Western Conference, like you mentioned with RSL and the others. So should be interesting, man. Peasy, why don't you go? Why don't you give us your spiel, my guy?
Them earthquakes need some milk, bro. All right, we're gonna start by no mierda.
Oh,
we got it there eventually, bro. We fucking got it. My freaking the little bottle opener got like stuck to the side.
Stuck?
Anyway,
it's okay.
I'm
very
incapable. We got it. We got it done. Here we go.
A little
so,
ED never hurt anybody.
Here we go. Cracked player of the week, Anders Dreyer from none other than San Diego FC, spanking Houston. Had a little bit of a brace included there with an 89th minute winner goal. Well, 89th winner. Dreyer converted a 53rd minute PK and then scored the late go ahead. Shouts out to Amal Pellegrino there, who also had 2 assists that game and a goal, assisting one of Dreyer's goals there, specifically the 90th minute, because he's not going to assist the PK, obviously. So that huge comeback also pushed San Diego FC to a record-setting expansion season, currently at 60 points. And just to put that into a little bit of perspective for you fellas, number 2 right now is LAFC, having scored 57 points in 2018. Third is St. Louis, having scored 56 points in 2023. Fourth is Chicago, having scored 56 points as well in 1998. And fifth is Atlanta, having scored 55 points in 2017. Just absolutely wild. San Diego showing out. We said that, hey, they might be a little bit of an underdog this season. Just look at them now. Anders Dreyer just being the absolute star that he is there. Fellas, did you guys think that San Diego would be this dominant?
No, I never would have thought. I mean, especially for an expansion team, you never really think that it's going to be that crazy. I mean, I think at the beginning of the season, we did mention that a lot of expansion teams did have successful inaugural seasons, especially when you look at St. Louis, and they did, so well at the beginning in 2023. and then Chicago obviously winning it that same year, right? The inaugural season. Potentially something that San Diego FC could also do. So that'll be very interesting to see, man. I never would have thought, for sure.
Yeah, I couldn't have imagined they'd be fighting for the first spot in the Western Conference, like maybe, getting into the playoffs. And then not only not expecting them to be so good, but not seeing who Andres Dreyer was beforehand. And, everybody was looking at Chucky Lozano coming into the season as their number one guy, and Dreyer just came in, and I mean, Lozano's good, but Dreyer's just on a different level right now. So
yeah,
absolutely. And they've been a good duo though all season. We've been talking about both of them, but Dreyer has just been just beautiful all around, and just absolutely amazing performance from him there. Moving on to my cracked game of the week. You might have heard Reyes call it out here at the beginning of the episode. Philadelphia Union with that 1-0 win over New York City FC. RIP to NYC. Just kidding. Philly just showing out, man, like showing them that they are one of the top dogs there in the East. New York City, still a solid team. We've been talking about them. They're still very, very solid team. So good job. Shouts out to Philly for securing the supporter shield. Yeah, 2025, all Phillies. So now we're just looking forward to the playoffs. Just that 1-0 goal. Just solid game, solid performance by Philly. Just want to shout you out there.
Yeah,
hats off
and
to
that'll
you.
be nice too, because talk about home. If they go all the way to final, home field advantage the whole way if they get to the final. So that'll be nuts. That's definitely something to kind of play for, I think. When you think about the way that they can perform at home and having those fans there, knowing that they have the best team, like, gotta have that support.
yeah, bro, this is gonna be crazy. I mean, did we think Philly was gonna be as good as they were this year?
I feel like
I know
we figured they would be okay, but because they usually are.
Yeah,
But this good, I don't think so.
yeah, because freaking what's his name, Milan Ilonsky has just come in, and I don't know why San Diego let him go. Honestly, I don't know what. Or I guess he was on loan
Crowded
from the
midfield.
other team, but he's just been since he came to Philly, he's been playing really well. He's been one of their decent top performers, so that was a very good acquisition from him, especially with what we talked about, like a couple weeks ago with the one dude tearing his ACL. I can't think of his name. His brother is going to join. Yep, Sullivan. His brother's joining City. But yeah, this is going to be very interesting. I know Inter Miami was the favorite going in, but Philly has been playing really well. This Eastern Conference side of the playoffs is going to be very interesting because I just feel like, it could go anywhere. So
for sure.
Amazing. No, absolutely. Excited to see, again, some playoff soccer here as we move on to the end of the season. But moving on to my pour one out, my poo, my unfortunate topic this week. It's not a player. It's not a team. It is the institution that is FIFA. I hate you. I hate you so much. Not only, yes, you can call me salty. I did not win the ticket lottery. I did not win the phase 1 ticket lottery. I don't believe any of us did. I don't think anybody that we know did. I forgot to ask you guys earlier, but not anybody that I know did. And then they opened up their resale market, and you go and look at those tickets. How much do you all think Category 4 tickets are going for right now?
I don't know if it was Category 4 that I saw, but I did see like a picture of the stadium, and they're pretty expensive. The ones I saw were 7,000.
Yeah, and again, this is what it's 4 categories. Is that correct? So 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 being like
the worst, like
nosebleeds.
the nosebleeds. You're getting altitude sickness at that point.
Before this comment and before obviously what we're discussing, I would have thought like, yo, Category 4, $700, $800. Like that to me is expensive. Like to pay that money for a nosebleed, it's a lot of money. But please enlighten me as to how much a Category 4 ticket is.
Vern was pretty spot on, man. It is going for like $7,000 to $8,000. People are absolutely losing their damn minds on those resale markets. On top of that, bro, FIFA is loving it. There's a reason they didn't put those caps on those resale markets. They get freaking 15% from you, both the buyer and the reseller, bro. Like, they're making so much money off of this. And that's their incentive, bro. That's they don't care. They don't care about the fan. They care about making money. And that's sad. That is sad. And I get it. Sure. Like, you're going to make money at the end of the day is what it's all about for them. But I feel like it's just gotten so far away from the fans, right? It's gotten just so, like, it's not about the love of the game anymore. It's not about the people. It's not about the teams. It's about making a buck. And that's it. And it's just so disappointing. But what do you guys think? What are some of your thoughts? Because right now, I have had beef with FIFA in the past. Just if you look into it, there's many podcasts out there that you can check out. FIFA is just, I'll say, a corrupt organization through and through. But again, I'm not allegedly.
I don't want to get sued.
Yeah, we don't want to get sued by FIFA, but yeah, allegedly. But what do you guys think?
So, me personally, I do think the ticket prices, I mean, I hope they go down, but I'm pretty sure they will. It's kind of right now just because of all the hype, everybody's just trying to get their tickets. Maybe as it gets closer, the tickets will go down, hopefully to, what Reyes said, $700-800. I don't know. Yeah. So hopefully, in my head right now, I'm not super stressed because I'm like, maybe it's just the hype right now. The tickets just released, so everybody's trying to get it ASAP, like right now. But as the time goes on, as games start getting a little bit closer, and some people are like, oh, I haven't sold my ticket yet, let me put it down in price or whatever. I did see a video. I don't know. Did you send it to us, Lopez, where the ticket, so it had how much the person was selling the ticket for. And then not only that, but it showed how much they had purchased it for. And they had paid $100 and something bucks, and they're selling it for $7,000, which is crazy. that was my goal, and I couldn't do it.
Yeah, it's insane.
Asshole.
It's funny, and it reminds me of, and this is a quick little side story, and it's nowhere the level that we're speaking with right now, but I remember going to school up at Utah State University, and there was a big event at Utah State University around this time of year, actually. It was a big party at Utah State that a lot of people knew about. It's called the Howl, okay? And students could get tickets for a very reasonable price. I don't remember what the price was, but it was a very reasonable price. But there would be students from of touching states that were like, yo, let's go to the Howl, bro. Like, this is going to be sweet. And they would want a ticket. And I remember seeing people that would buy these tickets for a very cheap amount of dollars. I think it was like $40-50 maybe for like a ticket. And they would sell it for like $300, maybe even more, $500 to go to the Howl, to go to some party, some college party, which was cool. It was a good time. I remember going to the Howl. It was fun. It was great. But that was the first time I was introduced to the idea of scalping. And I was like, this is insane. Like, this is so unjust. Like, how could you sleep at night knowing that you bought something for this much money? You charge somebody ridiculous amounts of money just so that you can profit off of this. And now I'm seeing it on a global scale. And I'm like, shame on you. Shame on you. People that are buying this and don't even really care about the game. They're trying to resell or trying to make a buck. Shame on FIFA for allowing this to go on and also trying to make a buck. At the end of the day, how do we make this get better? How about we just not go? Why don't we all just say, you know what? F it. I'm just going to watch the games at home with my buddies with some beers, and we're just going to hang out and watch the games. Y'all can have it. I don't really care because
I don't have a choice.
I'm just saying,
I know.
This is ridiculous.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Who in their right mind is going to spend $7,000 to watch a game from the tippity top of the Rose Bowl? This is ridiculous. Come on.
I mean, the SoFi Stadium seats aren't that bad. I'll be honest. I've went to a Rams game, sat in the nosebleeds, and nosebleeds aren't too bad. So.
But you know what?
They're expanding,
crazy,
bro. They're adding more nosebleeds to the nosebleeds, bro.
Some sketchy bleacher attachments that they're gonna have on there. You're floating and being held on by a freaking.
And you have to sign consent forms, bro.
Yeah.
That's how.
Bro,
people's trying to get you in your pockets right now.
You're gonna pay $7,000 for the freaking seat that has the post right in front of it, the freaking cement post.
I know, right? Dude, that's insane. But you know what's crazy too is you're probably like think about it. You're paying that much money for a ticket, and then like imagine if you're going out of state or out of the country to go. Like you're having to buy airline, you're having to buy hotel, you have to eat, you have to drink water, you have to drink fluids. Like at the end of the day, you're spending. I mean, if you're spending $7,000 on a ticket, you're spending $10,000 on a crappy seat. You know what I mean? Just to go. And that's insane. And that's assuming you're going to, I mean, granted, if you're going to Mexico, like sure, the dollar's worth a little more, so you're probably, justified a little bit. You're probably not spending as much. But then again, places are going to be hiking up their prices just because they know people are going to be going to these parts of the country at these specific times. So it's sad, dude. It's super sad. I love that you called this out. It's incredibly sad though. And screw y'all for doing this.
Yeah. Like, pour one out for FIFA, pour one out for all of you and all of us who didn't get phase 1 tickets. Let's try again phase 2. There'll be some more information coming out later in October. We'll keep you up to date on that. But yeah, FIFA, put caps on the resale market. Stop doing dynamic pricing for your own tickets. That's ridiculous. And then also just go bleep yourself. Go bleep yourself. All right, that is all. That's all I got. All right, take it away, Reyes.
Nice. Appreciate you guys. Solid performances there. I'll go ahead and get us started with my correct player of the week. I'm going to have to give it to somebody we haven't mentioned whatsoever on this podcast. And to be honest with you, I am likely going to butcher this name, so forgive me. But the guy that I'm shouting out is Maren Haile Selassie. I believe that's how you pronounce it. I don't know exactly, but that's my best guess. Listen, I'm not Swiss, so it is what it is. But the guy balled out against Messi and the boys on Wednesday. This is for the performance from Wednesday. The man did have a 9.5 player rating, 3 assists, and 92% accurate passes throughout this game. Not only did he have a monster game, but he helped this team. He helped Chicago Fire clinch their playoff ticket in the Eastern Conference, clinched the last spot in the Eastern Conference. So now they're going to the big dance. They're going to go out there and be able to compete against a very stacked Eastern Conference. But nonetheless, they got it done. They did what they had to do. So good on them for, obviously showing out, doing what they had to do. But again, Maren, shouts out to you, man. Way to go. Good job. Well done. Love to see it.
That game was wild too. That was a crazy game.
Right into my correct game of the week. Chicago Fire versus Miami, Inter Miami. A 5-3 win for Chicago, guys. Obviously, like I mentioned, they claimed that final spot. They did what they had to do. But at the end of the day, you kind of look at this game, man, and it kind of started off early, right? So just to kind of give you a quick rundown, Miami did have lots of shots, 25 total shots compared to the 11 from Chicago Fire. 5 big chances compared to 4 from Chicago Fire. And like I said, it got started off early. So in the 11th minute, you get a goal from Chicago. You get a goal there. You get one in the 31st. You get another yellow card from them as well for Chicago. And then you get a goal from Miami. So then it's 2-1. And then Chicago score again, 3-1 in the third. So you're going into halftime 3-1. You get some early substitutions in the 46th minute. They had these substitutions, which is pretty nuts. They had Miami went ahead and did 3 right off the bat, and with that, they ended up scoring in the 57th by Luis Suarez, 3-2. Then it gets competitive, right? And you're thinking, okay, like game on, right? And game on it was, because then Inter Miami scores, making it 3-3. So Luis Suarez comes back again and gets that goal. 3-3. At this point, like it's, those playoff hopes are slipping away. Miami's just that much closer to the supporter shield. Like they could have done it. But then in the 80th and the 83rd, Chicago Fire puts it away with 2 more goals, making it 3-4 and then 3-5.
Lopez should have been the correct player for Chicago.
Bro, I should have been that last goal in the 83rd minute right there. I shouldn't say Brian Gutierrez. I should say Angel Lopez.
So why do you say that?
Bro, I'm a mystic. I see the future. I was sitting there. I was doing some homework, and the boys were talking about this game, and I was like, oh my gosh, this game looks hype. I'm gonna go check it out. And I said, let me read the text exact verbatim. I said, hey fellas, I'm gonna start watching, and then let me see, bar for bar. Bar for bar. Oh my gosh.
The texts are in there somewhere.
They're somewhere, man. Did we really text them? Okay, so the boys were going ham at 7:08. Reyes is like, Chicago came to play. They might choke though. Suarez wilding today, says Fern. This game right now. And then Reyes did some popcorn emoji. Fern said, worth the watch. And I was like, all right, now I'm interested. These guys are pretty hype about this game. It's like, watch Miami tie this big. And I'm like, all right, I'm gonna start watching and Chicago finna score. And that was at 7:22. And then at 7:23, then it was like, bro, I said, oof. And then I said, bro, there's some playoff soccer right now. So 7:23 to 7:24, they score a goal. Like literally within a minute of me starting to watch this game, they score a goal. I tune in just in time to watch it. We go hype. And, but yeah, it just goes on. And there's been many instances. I don't want to go on and tell them too many stories, but I have done this before where I'm like, I'm gonna start watching and Mexico's gonna score, and then Mexico ties the game, and I go hype, and then
yeah, Mr. Fortune Teller over here. So that was a lot of fun, obviously to watch, and then obviously experience that via text virtually with with the two of you. So that was really cool to experience. Hats off to you, Chicago. Way to get it done. Pouring one out for none other than. All right. Austin FC. Sad day. A sad weekend, honestly, for Austin FC. First and foremost, they lose the U.S. Open Cup final 2-1 against Nashville. And then you think, okay, well, it is what it is. Nashville's a good team. Like, they had an opportunity. They did lose to a home crowd, which sucks. But then you think, okay, well, come back, get back on track. You'll be fine. You'll be okay. Don't worry about it. But then they come back and they lose 3-1 against none other than one of the worst teams in the MLS this season, St. Louis, 3-1, just absolutely blowing them out. And to make matters worse, it was again in front of their home crowd. So the people of Austin got 2 losses at home, a loss in the final, and a loss to one of the worst teams in the MLS this season. So sadly, had to pour one out for Austin FC. I will say I did see Matthew McConaughey was at that final. Fern, I think you mentioned that you were thinking about like, oh, was he going to go? Was he going to be there? He actually had a cool hat on. He had this black dad hat that said "All Right" on it, and I was like, oh, dude, that's kind of nice. So maybe have to cop one of those in the future. But nonetheless, sad day for the Verde and that squad there because couldn't get it done this week. Now they're even more in the running and in jeopardy of potentially missing the playoffs this season. So pouring out for them. Sad day, sad week for the boys in green.
Matthew McConaughey, bro, gotta feel bad for him.
Yeah, exactly. So it's kind of sad, but it is what it is. That is sports. That is soccer. Any given Sunday, any given day, baby. That's how we do this. Solid stuff, boys. Love the crack performances. Let's go ahead and get started into our headlines here. We'll kind of look into some of these games that happened over the week. So like I was saying, the U.S. Open Cup final happened this last week on Wednesday, where we did end up having Nashville win against Austin FC 2-1. And get this, boys. I'm not sure if you guys knew this. Interesting stat here. This is Nashville's first major trophy for the club since joining the MLS in 2020. Kind of interesting. So it's taken them, 5 years now to get some silverware. So, happy to watch them obviously lift some silverware, given that they've had such a good season this year. But I did want to point out one thing too. Oh, I forgot to put the timestamp here, Fern. I was going to put it up. I'm going to blab here. Fern, can you look this up really quickly? Go to Nashville versus Austin, U.S. Open Cup final. Kind of pull that up while I kind of chat here. I didn't put the timestamp in here, but if you can just try to navigate to like the 85th minute or so. I don't even know if they're going to show it, but see if you can find like the 85th-ish minute for the game. And the reason I wanted to bring that part up was because this is what I'm anticipating and expecting for the playoffs in the MLS. In the 85th minute of this game, obviously Austin is down. They're losing 2-1 against Nashville. And there was a throw-in that happens. I believe a yellow card. I think it was like a yellow card or something that happened around this time. Maybe they had it on there, maybe not. If they don't worry about it. But the reason I wanted to bring it up, the fans were getting into it, fellas. Nashville, obviously, with the throw-in, and you could just see the fans in the background just hounding this guy, wanting him to mess up, wanting him to not have a good throw-in, probably saying that he sucks, things like that, you know. And I saw that, and I was like, dude, this is what this is all about, man. Like this energy is what we need at all times, all the time, right? Because you get that a lot in other leagues, and I really hope the MLS can kind of adopt some of this and just kind of have that passion. But how did you guys feel about this final? Did you guys see it? Did you guys watch it? What do you guys think on like just kind of like a final in the MLS and kind of how you expect the fans to be for the playoffs and the future final for the 2025 season?
So first off, I just want to let you know that I couldn't find that part. It literally had like a highlight of the 84th minute, and then it cut straight to the 90th. And I checked a couple videos, so I couldn't find it, unfortunately.
No worries.
But I'll be honest with you, I did not watch this final. You had told me about it, and I believe I watched like a little bit of it because I realized I had the streaming service to be able to. And then I stopped watching. I watched like the first bit before they had even scored. But I mean, Nashville was the favorites going into this. I feel like, oh my gosh, I'm just looking at this now. I just realized Serge got a red card in the last minute of the game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Austin played really well. I feel like they were the better team this game, but unfortunately sometimes it happens where you just get unlucky. Somebody gets a penalty in the 60th minute, and from then on you just can't seem to break the deadlock and you just lose the game. So unfortunately for Austin, which had they won, this would have been their first ever trophy for the team, but unfortunately they lost. But I guess Nashville won their first ever Open Cup, so I mean it was a good thing for both teams. So
and just like piggybacking off the note that you made, Reyes, about the fans getting hype, it's just like I hope that energy continues throughout the rest of the playoffs, right? Like as we're building up to it, like you said, that's what it's all about. I hope to go and, like you get, like Fern mentioned earlier, hopefully go support RSL and some playoff soccer here as well. Hopefully, knock on wood, if everything works out. But who knows? Any given Sunday, man. But yeah, just overall hoping that we see more of that. So great highlighting it. I unfortunately also did not get to watch the game. Love to hear that the fans were getting into it and that it was hype like that. But yeah, man.
Yeah, it was a good game, to be honest with you guys. And honestly, like you said, 60th minute, you get the penalty for Nashville. They obviously scored, they put it away. And then Austin FC, I mean, they battled, you know what I mean? Like they tried to get back into it, but I think it's just so difficult to kind of come back. You know, you're down 2-1. Like you're up against a very good team, a very solid team, a sound team. And when you're down, man. And it's difficult to kind of break that, right? So they definitely fought, but at the end of the day, they couldn't get it done. But just so you guys are aware too, I mean, you mentioned this, you guys didn't watch it. I don't know if you guys saw this too, but I think I mentioned that I was watching it, and then you guys were like, hey, what are you watching it on? I was so surprised that this was not on Apple TV because, granted, they're two MLS teams. And then you kind of look, and I was like, holy crap, dude, it's not on Apple. You have to either watch it on CBS or I believe Paramount was also showing it, right? Because they're kind of like, owned by the same company. That's kind of a joke, if you ask me. Like, why? I don't understand. Why was this show not on Apple? I don't know if you
because my only thought process to it is maybe like I don't think is the U.S. Open Cup technically isn't like an MLS trophy, right? It's just
maybe
I don't know, a U.S. trophy, like it says the U.S. Open Cup, because every other MLS game is on there. Like, well, I don't know, because the Campeones Cup, it was on Apple TV too. So, and I don't think that's specifically MLS, just has an MLS team in it. But yeah, I know it was weird. Go for it.
The U.S. Open Cup wasn't entirely absent from Apple TV. Instead, there was a dispute between Major League Soccer and the U.S. Soccer that initially stalled broadcast negotiations, but a deal was eventually made for Apple TV to stream the final 7 matches of the 2024 tournament for free on the MLS Season Pass. Following the 2024 season, CBS Sports secured the rights to broadcast the U.S. Open Cup in English for the 2025 and 2026 tournaments, effectively moving it off of Apple TV for the full competition.
Wow. Interesting. That's wild. I mean, I never would have thought. But that is very interesting. I wonder if it's better. Like, would you watch games more if it was on like CBS? Because what's that channel, like 2 or something? 4? What's CBS? Like, if you're watching TV, it's like a regular cable channel, isn't it?
Yeah,
In Utah,
probably.
it's like 2 or something like that. Yeah, Channel 2 in Utah and other local channels depending on where you live in different states.
Yeah. I feel like more people would probably watch the games if it was on like CBS, but that's just me. I'm assuming more people would. I know there's been some Liga MX games on CBS. I don't know if you guys have been scrolling through, or if you guys have TV, but I've noticed that they've been on, and like I'm like, oh look, the game's on. I'm gonna watch it. But anyways, yeah, super interesting there. Last little stat here, I'll kind of say on the U.S. Open Cup. The last time a non-Major League Soccer team made it to the final was in 2022 when the USL Championship level Sacramento Republic played Orlando City. At the end of the day, they lost. But I don't know if you guys know Sacramento City or Sacramento Republic. Very good USL team. Honestly, competes quite a bit with some MLS teams. But the last time, was 2022 when a non-MLS team made it to the final. And then the last time a non-MLS team won the U.S. Open Cup was in 1999 when get this name, Rochester Rhinos beat the Colorado Rapids. So kind of cool there. So, it's possible, but it hasn't happened in 25 plus years. So MLS has kind of dominated this cup for the last 25 or so. So
It's the money.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely the money. So it is what it is.
Did you say who they beat?
Colorado. Yeah. Cool beans. So next up, boys, we'll kind of go into the next headline here. We did have another cup on the same day. I believe it was on Wednesday as well. The Campeones Cup, which featured 2 top teams, LA Galaxy and Toluca. Los Diablos de Toluca. Unfortunately for LA Galaxy, they did end up losing 3-2. But I believe Fern watched this game quite a bit. Fern, why don't you give us a little thoughts on what you saw during this game, my guy?
What I saw is what I've been seeing all year from the Galaxy. Nothing but choking, So this game was honestly pretty crazy. When I first decided, I didn't watch it like full 0 to 90. When I started watching was when I saw that the LA Galaxy had scored. I was like, okay, this looks like it's going to be a good game. They go into the second half. Castro comes in and he scores a goal. And then, I was watching it. I feel like Toluca had very good chances to win. I feel like they were pressing more than the Galaxy. They had actually scored a goal, but it was ruled offsides, and I think a couple minutes, like 5 minutes after, maybe less, Gabriel Peck comes in and scores a goal in the 3rd minute. And, when you score a goal in a big final in the 83rd minute, it's never a guarantee, but you're kind of like, oh, like, it's the final. Like, this is like the most important thing. These teams are going to be on their A game defensively. Toluca's probably very desperate. They're going to try and push up. They could get caught off on the counter. LA Galaxy could get something, which they did have some good counterattacks, some good chances. But they choked. Very bad defensive plays. So the first goal to tie it 2-2, they're basically scrambling around the box after a corner, and then they basically set up this guy Romero. I don't know who he is. I believe he's their defensive mid. So he's their midfielder. Yeah, obviously an Argentinian carrying. Who would have thought? Yeah, so they clear it. It ends up perfectly in the box. Everybody basically spreads open for him. They call him Moses in Mexico. Moises, actually. And the defense just splits. And I might have to find the highlights, but I'm pretty sure Fagundes had the opportunity to get to that ball. I know you're tired. I know it's the 88th minute. I know you've been playing all game, but this is a final. Throw your head at the ball if you need to. I've seen people do that. And he kind of just like jogs up to it, and the guy just gets it and basically gets a free goal. It wasn't free. There was a few defenders in there, but when you're that close to the goal and you take a hard shot, more likely than not, it's going to go in. And then to make it even worse, basically the last kick of the game, they get a corner. The goalie makes a great save from a free kick from, what's his name? The freaking Mexican dude. Alexi Vega. Makes a great save. Everybody's all hype. Goes in for a corner. They throw in the corner. Another defensive mistake. They let Vega, or Romero, sorry, come in, and he gets in front of the defender and just sticks his foot out and scores the goal with the last kick of the game, and they lose it. And it's just very bad defensive mistakes that lost them this game. They should have won. There was no reason for them to get scored on twice in the matter of 5-6 minutes, and yeah, so they choked.
Yeah.
It was bad. So
yeah, that's unfortunate. I mean, to go in the 88th and the 94th, like, I mean, how does that happen? You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, you just gotta play till the end of the game, But when one team wants it more and one team has those opportunities and puts them away, man, it's hard to beat them. So hats off to you, Toluca. Hats off to them, man. That's a tough loss for the Galaxy. But like you said, story of their season.
No, man, that is Liga MX's third straight Campeones Cup win, with Tigres in 23 over LAFC in penalties. In 2024, America over Columbus in penalties again, and then in 2025, Toluca over Galaxy. And before that, even looking back, even further back in time, it was cool because the MLS had won it 3 in a row. And then Liga MX has swung it back in their momentum and use that momentum to swing it back on their way, having just clinched 3 in a row as well. So pretty cool stat.
Dang.
you know what this is? Sorry, I was trying to make a comment. You know what this is like in real life? It's when the younger brother gets taller than the older brother, and it's like, you know what, I'm gonna kick your ass. And you know what, the older brother's like, yeah, you're taller than me, you make more money than me, but I'm still better than you, and freaking cooks them. So can I show you guys this first goal that they scored?
Yeah, let's do it.
To tie it. Just so
it,
I don't know if you guys I don't know if you saw it, Reyes, but I'm pretty sure you didn't see it, Lopez. But look, same thing, cross it, and then they just clear it, and look, see, you see what I mean by Fagundes or number 7, like right here. I feel like he was scared or something, where he could have gone in a little bit quicker and like get your body in the way, and yeah, just
Yeah, I mean, that's a tough one, because even if he does reach him, who's to say he takes the shot or feints and then draws a penalty, or he does kick it and maybe he hits his arm somewhere, like. But the fact that he did turn around, maybe he was a little.
Yeah, and then again, look at the save from the keep. That's a very good save. Go straight into the corner. They're all hype. Look, this guy's like, let's do it, bro. Let's go. Goes straight into the corner. They clear it in, and like, look at all this time. Look at all this time that this guy has to throw in the ball, and then just lets the defender lets that guy get in front of him and scores.
Dude,
and
look at the stands. Look at the stands.
I know.
It's just, I mean, there's not a lot of fans there to begin with.
Yeah.
But you kind of look at that and you're like that fan base is just, what a year. I mean,
why would you give him that much time? Like, I get you're tired, just like press. Like,
yeah.
I've never been in that situation, but I would probably think that you'd want to press the guy and don't give him any time, especially with the time running out. They would have gone straight into penalties, I believe. And instead they lost like that, and then they started fighting after.
Typical situation. But I think we've officially lost. Let's see, MLS lost, so Campeones, they've lost CONCACAF, the Conca Champions, and what's the other one that who won the leagues? Oh wait, Leagues Cup was MLS, right? Right? Am I tripping? Who won the leagues?
What do you mean?
Leagues Cup.
The Leagues Cup?
It just happened. It was Seattle. Yeah. So I guess I know, right? I know I was blanking for a second. Too many things on my mind. But obviously they won the other two, so I guess we're 2-1 at this point. It is what it is, but hats off to you, Toluca. I know they're having a stellar season so far. So, that's pretty cool to see. Okay, cool. Let me just double check a couple things. We've already discussed the Philadelphia Union winning the Supporter Shield, so hats off to them. And I wanted to get a quick little stat for you guys here. Do you guys know, and I hope you guys didn't already read this, but do you know how many teams have won the Supporter Shield and the MLS Cup in the same season? Out of the 30 teams that there are in the MLS right now, how many of them have done both of those in the same season?
I'm just going to say a guess and say
I'll say the number I'm thinking in my head.
4.
I was thinking
4, okay.
6.
Okay, you guys aren't too far. So 8 different MLS teams, clubs, have won both the Supporter Shield and the MLS Cup in the same season. And to go through that, DC United, Sporting Kansas City, back when they were the Sporting Kansas City Wizards.
Galaxy?
Galaxy's done it twice. Columbus Crew, Toronto FC, and LAFC. Obviously, very difficult thing to do.
So is that 8 different teams or 8 times? I didn't count properly. So does the Galaxy?
8 different teams.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool. I kind of saw that. I think that's 8 different times. Yeah, it must have been 8 different times. But that was pretty cool. I just saw that. I saw that stat, so it's kind of interesting to see. One of the things too I noticed on this thing though, it might be a little bit of a faulty stat because I believe Chicago's done it as well, and I may have just missed them on this. I may have just not written it down. But I believe they did it as well, right in like the 1998 season when they had that one time. So we'll see. We'll see if they can kind of continue that. So that'll be pretty cool. And then lastly, let me double check something. I kind of looked at something really quick that I was like, oh, maybe I should kind of share this with you guys before we go into our picks. Let me double check. I don't think. Yeah, we'll do it for the next episode. We'll kind of we'll leave that be. But yeah, next episode we'll kind of get into it because in this upcoming weekend we don't have too many games. So let's go ahead and go into the picks here. Kind of get this episode wrapped up. Let me share my screen. Let me share it. Come on. Here we go. Okay, so fellas, we just got done with this last week. This week, we have a game on Wednesday. We have 4 games on Saturday, 1 on Sunday, and then the granddaddy of them all. Not really. But we do have at the very end, October 18th, it will be Decision Day. Basically, every single MLS team plays, on this day. And the reason it's called Decision Day is because at the end of this match day, everything will be set. The playoffs will be set. The seeding will be set. Everybody that's in is in. Everybody that's out is out. So, a lot of teams could kind of be like, hey, we're already in. Let's just try to play for a seeding. Or they're at the best seeding that they can be. Let's just kind of take a break. But also, some teams could play as somewhat of a, I don't want to say, I guess, a buzzkill where they can definitely beat a team and maybe knock them out of the playoffs or knock them out of a better seeding. So that'll happen the following week. But that's something to look forward to for the MLS regular season finale. But going into this week, why don't we just kind of look at these, 4, 5, 6 games? What stands out to you guys? What game stands out? Just one from this entire weekend / week, just to kind of go from there because it's so few games. So what kind of stands out to you guys? Why don't we start with you, PZ? I think Fern started last time. So PZ, what kind of stands out to you right here?
Sounders versus RSL. Playoff time, baby. Let's get it. It's a tug of war between both of these teams, Seattle and RSL. We do have that red card with Rusnak. Man, RSL could make it to the playoffs, and I would be hyped to go watch them play a couple games. This is one that I'm definitely keeping an eye out. Not only being an RSL fan, not only like living in Utah. It'd be cool to see if they do pull it off, and then see if they can carry some of that momentum going into the playoffs. Because, like you mentioned last week, right, is like they're looking good. They're a good team. If they can get into the playoffs, a ver lo que pasa.
Yeah, For sure. This is a good matchup. Do you have any comments there, Fern?
No, it's just kind of what I said earlier. This is kind of if they win this game, I don't want to say anything because their next game is St. Louis, and I don't want to be like, oh, this is easy because RSL isn't that kind of team where they're guaranteed to win. But if they win this, I feel like they have a really good chance against St. Louis, although they have been on better form up ending the year. So fingers crossed. Hopefully, are they playing? They're playing in freaking Lumen Field, huh? I hate seeing that name.
Yeah. Yep.
So this will be tough for them. They're a really good team. They won the Leagues Cup, like we mentioned. It's going to be tough for RSL, but losing this game doesn't necessarily knock them out of the playoffs. But they will want to win this game for sure.
Yeah, it'll definitely be interesting because, like you mentioned, right now they're in ninth. They're playing a very good Seattle team, which honestly, I'm curious if Seattle would play a lot of their top players, given that they have 49 points. So it's not like they're really going to drop too much farther than sixth, probably. Yeah. So they could definitely rest some guys, maybe. So I'm just kind of saying, like, Seattle, like, take it easy.
Give us a break.
Yeah, give us a break here, man. We're trying to get in the playoffs, baby. Come on. Dallas is playing Galaxy, Portland playing San Diego, Austin playing LAFC. So, I mean, if Austin and Portland lose, and then let's just say Dallas loses, like, could happen, man.
I was gonna, because my game that I was gonna call out was actually the FC Dallas versus the Galaxy game, because they're in a similar position to RSL where they have to win that game, because the game right after is Vancouver Whitecaps, which is the last game of the season. So, maybe Vancouver rests their best players against FC Dallas. So, if they happen, so if Colorado wins their next game, they need FC Dallas or RSL to lose, one of those two teams to lose their last two games pretty much to be able to make it in. So Colorado just needs to win their game, and FC Dallas needs to choke their next two games, or RSL, and Colorado can get in. But it's going to be, hopefully Colorado wins this weekend, so next week is, more entertaining. There's more, stakes for these games next week for RSL and FC Dallas and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, so Colorado plays not this weekend, but the next weekend. Is that what you said?
Yeah, I believe so, because so they have to win that game, and FC Dallas needs to lose this week. So
yeah, interesting. Yeah, I think those two games definitely have the most weight towards them. LAFC obviously having two games, so they're going to be playing Wednesday and then Sunday, and then again on Saturday. So they're definitely making up a game or two. So that kind of sucks for them. But yeah, they're kind of already in. Miami's already in. Atlanta's already out. I would probably, if I'm not going to call one of the games you guys have already called, probably Orlando versus Vancouver. I think at the end of the day, Vancouver's still going to fight for that top spot. And then Orlando City already being in, but they can definitely maybe kind of jump and kind of play. Man, I don't even know what team you would want to play. If they do jump up to sixth, then they have to play New York City, which has been very good. Charlotte, which had that crazy run. I almost would rather play Charlotte, and you know what I mean. Like, maybe they're a little bit more inconsistent than the other two, but this probably would be the only other game that I would say, yeah, let's kind of keep an eye on this. Vancouver definitely fighting for that top spot with San Diego there, so this one could get a little spicy. Interco, I believe this is in Florida, so they're going to be playing in Orlando, and we'll see how this one ends up going because, yeah, some seeding implications for this game compared to the others. So we'll see what happens, boys. We'll see what happens. Do we want to just say? Do you want to just write these down? What we think? Do we want to just call it live again, like we were doing at the beginning of the season? There's only 6 games.
Let's send it real quick.
Okay, let's send it, dude.
Are we doing Wednesday? We'll do Wednesday. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do them all. Let's see. You've had a little bit of time to think about it now. PZ, you want to go first?
Just for picking the teams that go.
Yeah. So just do your picks. Just go through and just do okay. Here's who I got, and then at the very end, do your score line.
Okay. Give me not Toronto. I want Los Angeles.
You sure?
Positive. Lock me in. Give me Inter Miami as Messi chases that golden boot.
Mm.
Give me the Vancouver Whitecaps. They're just too damn good.
Ooh. Okay.
Give me RSL because I want some good juju going into that last game of the season. Give me FC Dallas over
Good call.
LA Galaxy. And then give me LAFC on Sunday. And then I will call my game this week will be FC Dallas over LA Galaxy 2-0.
Nice. Okay. Did you get all that, Fern?
Which one was the 2-0?
Dallas.
Dallas winning over LA.
You fought. You know what? I won't say nothing.
Man. Okay, Fern.
Okay, this is gonna be easy for me. I'm basically doing everything Lopez did. LAFC, there's no way they're losing to Toronto. I got Miami. I got Vancouver. This is a tough one for me. Whether I want to go with the heart or with what my mind's telling me. And I always go with the heart. So I'm going RSL winning this game. I actually am going with the LA Galaxy winning this game. And then I'll have the LAFC beating Austin FC on Sunday. And then just to be safe, something in my mind's telling me that if the Galaxy don't win, they're going to end up drawing 1-1 against FC. So against Dallas. So that's going to be my score prediction.
Nice. Okay, like it. Love that. Okay, solid stuff. Okay, let me go. I'll finish it off. Give me for Wednesday LAFC. For Saturday, give me Miami. Give me Orlando.
Ooh.
Give me. Gotta also go with the heart here. RSL. Give me Galaxy, and then on Sunday, give me Austin FC. I don't think LAFC plays their guys. I think LAFC wins against Toronto, and they say, "Okay,
What's your
let's give you a
score?
break." And then for my score, because we all went with RSL, and there's a very good potentially chance that Seattle could win this game. I'm gonna go with RSL winning 2-1.
I believe.
Hey, y'all say.
All I'm saying is, I know this is coming to an end, so I just thought I was a little bit distracted during the podcast. I must admit, my head was about to be cut off. Okay, fantasy football. I was about to lose. My running back scores 2 touchdowns, and I'm safe.
Dude, did that just happen? Really?
Yeah. My running back scored 2 touchdowns. I am no longer on the chopping block. Just thought I'd mention it now that it's pretty much over.
Dude,
I survived one more week.
Dude, that's hilarious.
I was the first 3 quarters, the dude had like 5 points, and then the fourth quarter he scored 2 touchdowns. So,
damn, that brought you way up. You're 77.
Yeah. Let's go.
Dude, nice.
So
I might have had my best week this week. Did you see how many points I scored, dude?
No, but
Dude,
I was just
scored
saying.
152 points.
Jesus Cristo.
Dude, I had Tua, Smith and Jigba, Ibuka, McCaffrey, Williams, T. Warren,
Bro,
and JJ.
Get that out of my face,
Wow.
Lopez. You already know my freaking one of my best wide receivers, knee freaking exploded. My best running back is on a bye, and my best wide receiver is also on a bye. Don't get me started.
Who gave you a good trade offer?
Who was trying to take advantage of me while I was down?
Bro,
Oh,
Montgomery
shit.
put up more points than Gibbs this week. He was up for trades. Then Devontae okay, this isn't a fantasy football podcast. I'll stop there. But
I sent this off on a little tangent, but I just wanted to say, I was just saying that I was believing all day today that I wouldn't lose. So I feel like RSL is going to make the playoffs. And if they do, we're locking it in here right now. We're going to the playoff game. I don't care. I'll be there.
Okay.
locked in. I'll be there.
We'll be there. Love it. Yeah. So season's coming to an end. It feels like the season's coming to an end, but if you kind of look at it, the final's going to be played in December, boys. You know, we'll kind of see what we end up doing with some of these episodes might be like 30 minutes long here in the next few weeks. We'll see what happens.
If Messi doesn't make the final, you guys are going to see me on the podcast past that, so don't worry.
It'll be done. But yep, I'm out. See you guys. Solid stuff, boys. Appreciate it. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Much love for anybody that's subscribed. We actually, big milestone for us, fellas. I don't know if you guys saw, 50 subscribers officially on YouTube.
We hit Gear 5 is what you're telling me?
Now we hit point.
Watching us week over week. You're the reason why I do it. You're the reason why I keep going. I haven't ended it all because of you. No, but seriously, thank you all so much for checking out this content. We really do appreciate it. It really does mean a lot. And 50 is a big deal. Like that honestly is a pretty big deal for us. So thank you all so much for supporting.
Yeah. Let's get up to 100. Next milestone is 100. We'll see if we can get there. Right? Solid stuff. Go ahead. Well, this will be your final thoughts.
I was going to say, use your dead grandparents, dead family members' names to make accounts and subscribe to us, please.
Okay.
Make YouTube accounts for your dogs. You can get email addresses. You got this. If you support us that much, you know, we're not asking for money. We're asking for you to go create email addresses and make YouTube accounts.
Exactly. So yeah, thank you so much for tuning in, for subscribing, for liking, following, all those different things. Appreciate y'all. But again, this has been the Correct Soccer Podcast, episode number 34. Appreciate y'all. Catch y'all in the next one. Peace.
Devontae Adams did put up like